What's going on, YouTube? I'm back with another tutorial video, and today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to do a low taper fade. So I start out by brushing the hair down, and this client right here, he kind of already got a cut like a week ago, so it ain't really too like messy or too thick. But all I'm doing is going over what I went over like a week or two ago or whatnot. But I start my guideline. I still do my guidelines, even though it's already kind of like, you know what I'm saying, low. But I start my guideline real low. And before I do that, I just, make sure I brush and then start the guideline. So I still start off my same steps. I open the lever with the clippers all the way, and I go up a half an inch or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I keep my brush in my hand. I'm looking in the mirrors, and I'm just going up a half an inch for real. I ain't doing too crazy. I ain't doing too much of nothing because it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like when somebody get a cut consistently, you really don't have to work that much. So boom. Now that I got my second guideline in, I'm starting to work on my third guideline. I throw my one guard on, and I actually go with the grain just because it's not like a lot of bulk, but I go with the grain first to smooth the hair down, and then I start my third guideline. So after my third guideline is set, I get my half guard on, and all I'm doing is cleaning up whatever that one guard didn't get. So you see where I'm cleaning up at, it's still a low taper, so you don't want to get too much into the C cup, but what I'm doing is I'm getting my half guard and I'm cleaning up. So now that my half guard is set, I take the guard off and I open it all the way, and I'm using my corners and I'm detailing the dark spots. Like if you see any dark spots that in this fade, what I'm doing is I'm using my clippers. And the clippers, when you use the corners, you don't want to use the whole blade because it might make another guideline, or it might gap the fade or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So all I'm doing is using the side. I'm using the clippers. I'm using the corners of them, you know what I mean? And what I'm doing is detailing. So now that the fade is done, I'm starting on the beard, and I'm doing the same steps that I did or I do on any fade on the beard. I start off with my first guideline. I open the lever all the way. For my second guideline, I get that top line out. It's gonna be a top line at the beard now, it ain't the bottom. And then I get my one guard on, and I do the other, the third guideline. And after the third guideline, I get my half guard, and I get the middle line of the beard out. And after I get the middle line of the beard out, I get my half guard, or I take the lever off and I detail it. But if I see some bulk at the bottom, I get my half guard and I just clean it up. All I'm doing is cleaning up. I'm creating lines and I'm deleting them, creating and deleting them. That's it. So boom, now that I got everything set, what I'm doing, I'm starting the line. All I do is I'm starting in the middle of the hairline and I'm working my way left. If you want to work your way right, you can do whatever you want to do, whatever is comfortable for you. I like working left first just because I'm already over there in a way, because the way I got the chair set. Wherever the chair spent, that's when I start on. But I start left and I go, and then I do the C cup. What I'm doing is I'm making sure I'm not going past his eyebrow. You want his C cup in the vertical bars, like right at the edge of his eyebrows. That's one thing I learned. You don't want to that's a pushback, even on the vertical bars. So what I'm doing is I'm just looking into my mirrors, I'm brushing the hairs down, and I'm working. I do the other side the same exact way. I'm using my left hand now. I learned to use my left and right hand. It made my game so much better and easier. And also, before I forgot to tell you, I line the back of the beard up first, right after I'm doing the vertical bars on whatever side. I line the back of the beard up, and all I'm doing is working my C cups, and I'm keeping it natural as possible, making sure I'm not pushing his vertical bars back or his hairline back, and I'm lining the back of the beard up, and I'm just working. So my client likes enhancements, so what I do is I get my pencil. It's like a makeup pencil in a way, and I'm making sure that it's real sharp. You don't want it that dull, because it'll make a lot of in a way it's just a lot of pencil, and you don't want that in your clippers or on the client's hairline. So I'm making sure the hair on the pencil is real sharp, and I'm tracing what I just lined up. I line up and make sure the line is crispy naturally first, and then I bring the enhancements out. So after I'm done tracing his hairline, that's what I like to call it, because it's definitely drawn, I fade it in so it look real natural. because, you know, sometimes if you don't fade the pencil in, it's obvious that you kind of drew on this hairline. So you want to fade it in to make it look like a natural ash line and make it just look real natural and smooth. You don't want it too thick on the hairline because it's just not gonna look good. You know, it's not gonna look right. It's gonna look like you painted on them. You know what I mean? You don't want to make it look like you paint on them. You want to make it look like an ash line. And what I'm doing is I'm just fading it in. I'm not putting too much pressure because you don't want to cut your client's skin. You don't never know how sensitive their skin is. I'm just using my corners and I'm just fading, I'm fading. That's it. So boom, this is the final product. You guys rate this low taper 1 through 10. You know what I mean? And just leave me some feedback. It don't matter if it's good feedback. It don't matter if I take all constructive criticism. And y'all leave a like, comment, subscribe, man. I appreciate y'all.